are 10 ways to think spatially, and for you instructors, how to teach thinking spatially in your classrooms. With the clothing that is on your body right now, or the electronics that you're holding or nearby you, think about the spatial distribution of where that clothing and that electronic set of devices was either grown or manufactured, and how it was delivered through supply chain networks to where you purchased it, how it was assembled, how it was distributed, where the demand and the supply are, etc. All those are spatial questions. Think about directions, north, south, east, west. Think about different coordinate systems. Think about map projections, latitude, longitude, street addresses, and anything that anchors real places to a grid so that we can reference it, map it, and understand it. Teach about those things. Examine cloud patterns and look at weather data, map weather data, and think about weather and climate, how it impacts humans and how humans impact weather and climate. Think about biomes and ecoregions and how they influence what can be settled in terms of population density in an area, or what can be grown in terms of crops in an area. Get out in the field and observe, with devices to be sure, but also your 5 senses, and look at settlement patterns, river drainages, landforms, land cover, etc. And by getting out into the field, you really get an appreciation for our amazing, diverse, beautiful planet, and cultivate how to protect that planet. Use mapping tools. Here are some historical surveying equipment pieces that I found at a university that I visited. Use geographic information systems, remote sensing, GPS, web mapping, UAV, UAS data. Analyze it spatially, make maps, share those maps, look at patterns, relationships, and trends. Use geotechnology. Observe sun angles, seasonal change, the week of the year when buds come out on flowers and trees. Observe the changes daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly in your own local community and around the world using geographic information systems. Think about food, cultural differences in food, where food is grown and can be grown, the technology and distribution of food. It's all spatial in nature. Think about the ecoregions that sustain food production, the biodiversity that needs to be in place. For example, this food on the left here, this asparagus, was actually grown in a field like this in Germany. Get familiar with a wide variety of data. Use a wide variety of data from satellite imagery, geographic information systems, field methods, spreadsheets, sensors, and other ways that data are collected, and collect some data yourself and be critical of it. Don't just accept it because it's a map or because it's a spatial data set. Understand where it came from, who created it, what scale it was created at, and so on. But be familiar with and be critical of a wide variety of spatial data. Ask questions. For example, why does the snow stay or remain on one side of this street but not on the other side of this street? Ask questions as you observe your surroundings. And finally, for this video anyway, think about routes and flows. Flows of vehicles, ideas, water in river networks, commodities. For example, transportation networks like this. Where do these roads go to and from, and why are they there? And what roads were existing before modern railroads and freeways and airports were in existence? How do ideas, movement, people, goods, etc. migrate and flow from one region of the world to another? And what influences those paths and the volume of those flows? Change over space and time is really fundamental to spatial thinking. Thanks for being with me.